Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for your Abuelita Was Right webinar. My name is Ivana Sanchez, and I am an engagement coordinator with the All of Us research program. And we are very excited to bring you this interesting topic, Hispanic medicine and remedies and the science behind it, with our wonderful guest speaker, Berta Carbajal. We will also discuss the importance of Hispanic representation in research, and towards the end, we will share information about the All of Us research program and how you can join. Next slide, please. It is my honor to introduce Berta Carbajal. She is a promotora de salud and research specialist with the ASU Aging Successfully in Diverse Communities program. She's also the founder and program manager for the Hope Network. Berta Carbajal is a native Arizonan who has served the Hispanic community in Phoenix, Arizona as a third-generation promotora de salud, community health educator for over 50 years. Since 2004, she has been a promotora with the University of Arizona and Arizona State University as a research specialist. Currently, she provides awareness and educational research programs on Alzheimer's and other related dementias work that she dedicates in her beloved mother's memory. In 2009, she founded the Promotores Hope, Helping Other Promotores Excel Network, which is dedicated to providing a forum for education and collaboration and to celebrate the unselfish service of all promotores. Berta proudly serves on several boards, task force groups, and leadership councils as a promotora de salud, community health educator, continuing her work with the Hispanic community and serving Maricopa County. Next slide, please. We are excited to share that this month's Arizona Health Champion Award winner is our guest speaker, Berta Carbajal. All of Us, You Arizona Banners Arizona Health Champion Award Series aims to recognize health professionals, researchers, health educators, and community partners who are promoting health research, public health initiatives, diversity in research, and increased access to health programs and education for underserved communities. Please join me in congratulating her. And to nominate someone for the Arizona Health Champion Award, email Carrie Simmons at arizona.edu. Next slide, please. I will now review a few health statistics about the Hispanic Latino community. There are many health disparities prevalent in this community that may affect health outcomes, and participation in research could help eliminate some of these disparities. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention has cited some of the leading causes of illness and disease among Hispanics, including heart disease, cancer, unintentional injuries, stroke, and diabetes. Some other health conditions and risk factors that significantly affect Hispanics are asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, HIV/AIDS, obesity, suicide, and liver disease. Next slide, please. In 2018, Hispanics were 1.3 times more likely than non-Hispanic whites to die from diabetes. Hispanic adults are also 70% more likely than non-Hispanic white adults to be diagnosed with diabetes by a physician. In 2018, Hispanic women were 20% more likely to be overweight compared to non-Hispanic white women. In 2017, Hispanic high school students were 50% more likely to be obese compared to non-Hispanic white youth. Next slide, please. Our guest speaker will now talk about traditional and modern medicine in the Hispanic Latino community. Welcome, Berta. The floor is all yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And it's a pleasure and an honor to be here and to be having this conversation, regarding traditional and modern medicine in our Hispanic Latino community. And I'm just happy to be involved in such an important webinar. So next slide, please. So, traditional medicine is the knowledge, skill, and practices based on theories, beliefs, and experiences indigenous to different cultures, whether explicable or not. It can be used for the maintenance of health, as well as in the prevention or diagnosis, improvement, or treatment of physical and mental illness. Next slide. And traditional medicine can include herbs. You know, we've all heard la hierbabuena, which is mint, you know, our manzanilla. Oh, I just love manzanilla tea, which is in English chamomile. And forgive me if I say it wrong in English. But herbs, plants, animal-derived remedies, spices, rituals, and spiritual ceremonies. Next. Modern medicine is technically defined as Western medicine. Western medicine is when symptoms and diseases are treated by using pharmaceutical and over-the-counter drugs, radiation, or surgery. Western medicine is the type of healthcare you receive in the United States. Next. Traditional medicine has played a significant role in developing effective new drugs. A lot of our plant-originated drugs in clinical medicine today were discovered through their use in traditional medicine practices. The acceptability, convenience, and accessibility of traditional medicines have been and will be helpful for new drug research. Next. The traditional Hispanic medicine and remedies and the science behind them. Next. You know, we all, every Latino home, I'm sure has heard, you know, of Vicks vaporub or vapor rub, but we in our Latino families, you know, I tráeme el vaporub, you know, el Vicks vaporub. We need it, you know, for congestion, for cough. And so it's often used in the Hispanic households to treat colds, headaches, various aches, muscle pain, even athlete's foot, who was to know, stretch marks, and ear aches. Now, Vicks is the most commonly used, it's most commonly used for symptoms, you know, for colds by rubbing it on I remember, geez, this brings back so many memories. My grandmother rubbing it on my feet and then putting socks, you know, having them put socks on before going to bed. Vicks vapor rub is also commonly used for toenail fungus and to strengthen nails. Now that I didn't know, you know, didn't happen in our home, but other homes, yes. So for joint pain, I remember the use. For even my daughter, when she was having growing pains, I remember my mother immediately saying, "Ponle Vicks vaporub." So for joint pain and body aches, Vicks can be rubbed onto the area to relieve pain. Next. The active ingredients in Vicks vapor rub are camphor, a cough suppressant, eucalyptus oil, a cough suppressant, and menthol, a cough suppressant and topical analgesic. So one study found that those who had colds and used Vicks vapor rub as a decongestant were more likely to breathe better after using Vicks. I know, I can vouch for that. It opened up the airways. Next slide, please. So another study found that those who used Vicks vapor rub before going to sleep while having a cold had a better night's rest than those who didn't. One study found that people who used Vicks vapor rub on their nail fungus saw a decrease in fungus growth and their nails appeared healthier. Next. Sobadas de empacho. Oh, I remember those. After having too many bellotas, you know, with tummy aches, is a stomach massage method used to relieve tightness, cramping, bloating, or constipation. Oh, I can recall those sobadas, that stomach massage as a child. Stomach massage can sometimes be performed with castor oil, yeah, or olive oil to help move or break down the blockage. Next slide. Massaging your stomach can help to move stool and relieve symptoms of tightness, pressure, cramping, and bloating. Abdominal massage can stimulate peristalsis, which is a wave of muscle contractions that help move food through the digestive tract. Massage can also increase bowel movement in constipated patients and decrease the feelings of discomfort and pain due to constipation. Next slide. Nopales, oh God, those are delicious. Ensalada de nopal, nopales en chile rojo, just so many, recipes with nopales growing up. Is the fruit of the prickly pear cactus. So, I mean, the fruit is delicious in itself, la tuna in Espanol. And so the cactus is as known as the nopales, also delicious. Many Hispanics, we use nopal as a treatment for high cholesterol and type 2 diabetes. The nopal can be cooked like a vegetable and is used in dishes like tacos or prepared as a side dish with onions and peppers for regular consumption to help decrease blood sugar levels and cholesterol. Nopales can also be turned into juice or tea, which can be consumed to help with blood sugar levels. Next. The nopal has been used as a medical plant and is a staple vegetable in Latin American diet. Studies have found that consuming prickly pear, pectin, fiber found in the fruit, decreases cholesterol levels in blood. Prickly pear is also used as an antiviral and for its anti-inflammatory properties. Preliminary evidence shows that prickly pear cactus can decrease blood sugar levels in people with type 2 diabetes. Nopal is high in fiber, antioxidants, and carotenoids, which is what gives it its great health benefits. Next. Aloe vera is also called sábila in Espanol. Oh, very, very much used and recognized in Latino households for many purposes. Aloe has been used since the time of the Mayans as a miracle plant. Aloe vera is used in the Hispanic cultures to help with cuts, burns, scrapes, infections, eczema, wrinkles, sunburns, skin tags, and diabetes. Aloe vera gel is sometimes kept in the fridge to also act as a cooling agent to burns and sunburns. Next. Evidence has shown that aloe vera can be effective in healing first and second degree burn wounds. Aloe vera is used as a quick remedy for first aid and burns. Aloe vera juice can be drank to help with stomach inflammation in a small dose. Aloe vera can help stimulate cell regrowth. Joint and muscle pain from arthritis can be relieved by aloe vera gel. Next. Teas are most commonly used for respiratory infections or congestion and stomach pain. Té de moringa, or tea made from the moringa leaves, is used to lower blood sugar levels and cholesterol, decrease weight gain, and improve energy levels. Té de estafiate, té made from estafiate, dried plant leaves, is used to help relieve chest or throat congestion. Té de oregano, tea made from oregano leaves, is used to relieve respiratory aches or sore throats. Té de manzanilla, chamomile tea, is used to calm an upset stomach, used for relaxation or to reduce muscle spasms. Hierbabuena or peppermint tea is used for calming stomach pains and relieving nausea. Oh, grew up with all these teas and they continue in the Carbajal residence. We can't be without them. Next. Herbal teas are commonly used for colic, upper respiratory tract symptoms, and abdominal pain. University of Texas, El Paso states that tea made from estafiate leaves and stems is used to treat stomachache, colic, diarrhea, fever, and to expel intestinal worms. Chamomile, or té de manzanilla, has moderate to antioxidant and antimicrobial activities. Oregano and peppermint are seen as natural antioxidants. Studies have found that oregano can benefit the heart and relieve symptoms of inflammation. Next. Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to provide this information. And you know, I just grew up on all of those, and it makes me want to have a cup of manzanilla tea right now. In this rainy weather, it would sit right.
Thank you so much, Berta, for this wonderful and in-depth presentation. We learned a lot about Hispanic medicine and remedies and the science behind it. I will now share information about the All of Us research program and the enrollment process. Next slide, please. So the All of Us research program is funded by the National Institutes of Health, for its acronym in English, NIH. All of Us is creating a database, the largest ever created, with 1 million or more people. The goal of the program is to accelerate research and find better ways to stay healthy. We're all different, and by taking into account individual differences in environment or where we live and lifestyle, for example, what we eat, and genetics and family history, scientists will discover paths for precision medicine. This means prevention, treatment, and individualized care for all of us. The All of Us Chief Engagement Officer, Karen Watson, tells us power comes from building real community engagement in biomedical research. Currently, we have more than 372,000 people who have joined the program nationwide. About almost 56,000 of those are from Arizona. Next slide, please. We have a short video to share with you about the importance of having diversity in research. So we'll go ahead and play that.
We, as the Latino community, encourage all of us to stand up and be represented.
As a community of color, underrepresented, hidden, underserved, what would happen if you were not at the table? It is an issue of equity, and it's an issue of justice as well.
If you don't see yourself reflected, how do you feel that you exist? How do you feel empowered?
It has always been playing catch up to make sure that they're even getting access, much less minimum service. Low income, underserved, and people of color are oftentimes very generous in giving something if they understand it. And they always do so with the intention that knowing this is not just about me, this is not just even about my family, it is about helping the community down the road.
The more diverse representation we have, the better outcomes we can give back to the public.
Let's look at this experience from the eyes of people that we haven't thought of or haven't paid attention to. It's encouraging.
What I really appreciate about All of Us is really taking this approach to make it inclusive of as many people as we can.
To have an intentional focus to include a broader community feels good.
This will specifically benefit the Latino community by them raising their hands, speaking up, and being actively involved so they don't miss out on the genetic and biomedical revolution.
I'm really excited to be a part of this initiative and to start bringing awareness to the various issues in our community.
Health is wealth. And if you're not healthy, you can't be as productive, so you can't take care of the familia.
When the samples comes to us, they are really going to come to us with a biobank ID. We will not know exactly who those people are, and it's going to be really highly secured by the data center for the program.
Si hoy puedo prestarme para esas investigaciones, mañana mis hijos pueden ser beneficiados.
We, as the Latino
I hope you enjoyed the video, and it was a nice insight about the importance of diversity in research. So I hope everyone liked that. Precision medicine is a new approach to improving health, treating disease, and finding cures. It acknowledges that each person is unique, our genes, our environment, our lifestyles, our behaviors, and that the interaction of these factors greatly impacts our health. These unique variables also mean that a medical treatment that works for one person might not work for everyone. So maybe what works for you might not work for you later on, or might not work for someone else. Rather than using a cookie cutter, one size fits all approach, precision medicine aims to deliver the right treatment for the right person at the right time and keep people healthy longer. Ultimately, precision medicine can produce more accurate diagnosis, early detection, and better prevention strategies and treatment choices. Next slide, please. The main values of the program are the following. Participation is open to all. We are currently looking for people 18 and older who live in the United States and who can give consent. Participants reflect the rich diversity of the United States. We are looking for people of all ages, of all medical conditions, and of all backgrounds, especially groups that have not been included in research in the past. Participants are partners. We want to form a relationship with our participants and be in communication over time. We hope that the All of Us research program will last more than 10 years. Transparency is very important to the program. We strive to earn everyone's trust. Participants have access to their information. When an individual enrolls in the program, they create an account on the participant portal. The consents and surveys they complete are available there, as well as other data. Data will be accessed broadly for research purposes. The data will allow scientists to conduct thousands of studies on different medical conditions and diseases with the goal of improving healthcare for all of us. Security and privacy will be of the highest importance. I will explain to you in a few moments how we protect participant information. The program will be a catalyst for positive changes in scientific studies. Next slide, please. You may wonder what the benefits are as a participant of the All of Us research program. By joining, you can help fight disease and improve the health of future generations. You can learn about your own health, including personal risk factors or exposure. In addition, participants have the option to access their own data. Another benefit is the opportunity to ensure that your community is included and represented in studies that lead to new understanding and treatments. You may also find out about other opportunities to participate in research that may be of your interest. Finally, you have the choice of meeting people like you, perhaps even joining others to propose research and carry it out. This is a long-term relationship we want to build with participants, and over time it will become more and more valuable to everyone. Next slide, please. I will now review the requirement to join the All of Us research program. So currently, anyone living in the US who is 18 or older, able to consent on their own and not incarcerated, can choose to enroll in All of Us. We are working to make the program available in the future to children, people with decisional impairments, and incarcerated individuals. We welcome participants of all health statuses. In the current protocol, participants first enroll in consent, which includes the option to authorize sharing of their electronic health records with the program. Any EHR data that is shared with the program will be cleaned, curated, and de-identified before being made available to researchers. Participants are invited to complete surveys at their convenience. Currently, there are 6 surveys available to individuals when they enroll. Additional surveys will be released over time by the program based on our scientific framework and the needs of the researcher community. Participants who have agreed to share their electronic records may receive an invitation to have physical measurements collected and provide samples of blood and urine. Invitations are also extended to ensure that we have a diverse cohort. For example, that we have a good mix of individuals from both urban and rural communities, different ages, and different health statuses. The program has started analyzing DNA from samples stored at the biobank. We have already started to share DNA results with participants about their ancestry and traits. The next data that we will share is whether they may have an increased risk of development a particular health condition and or how their body might react to certain medicines. If a participant is not interested in DNA results, they do not have to receive them. If the participant already owns a Fitbit, they can opt to share their data on an ongoing basis with the All of Us research program. We are working to expand to include other wearable devices and are also exploring opportunities to use smartphones to allow participants to share different types of data, such as their mood or cardiorespiratory fitness. Next slide, please. One of the most common questions we get is about the privacy and security of participant information. All of Us Data Warehouse has the most advanced security technology available, and rigorous tests are continuously carried out. The data is encrypted, that is, it is encoded, and the information that can identify participants is removed. Scientists must also adhere to a code of conduct before gaining access to the data. The All of Us research program respects the preferences of the participants. Information is protected by certificates of confidentiality from the US government. The program is committed to transparency between the program and its participants in the event of a data breach. Our most important responsibility is to safeguard your identity and data to the greatest extent possible. Next slide, please. We are now going to review how the All of Us research program benefits the Hispanic Latino community. Next slide, please. It is very important to include people of all backgrounds in research. Research studies haven't always considered the culture of Hispanic Latino community. The All of Us research program is different. The program is working hard to listen to our voices. All of Us wants to include our experiences every step of the way. All of Us wants to know about the health of the Hispanic Latino community. This may help researchers learn more about what makes us sick and what keeps us healthy. Hispanic Latino health is unique. When we participate in research, we can be seen, heard, and counted. Next slide, please. The Researcher Workbench is a cloud-based platform where registered researchers can access the All of Us data. Its powerful tools support data analysis and collaboration. There are over 2,425 research projects currently conducted using participant data collected from the All of Us research program. Some of these projects are exploring disparities in a wide variety of health conditions, and there are over 40 research projects currently being conducted on the health of the Hispanic Latino community. Next slide, please. Here is an example of a research project with the Hispanic Latino community. Effects of physical activity on health in aging Latino population. This study seeks to examine the relationship between individual characteristics, physical activity, and health, particularly in aging Latino adults. The research team anticipates that variables associated with increased cumulatively disadvantage, example, race, gender, etc., will disproportionately affect physical activity, engagement, and health. This contributes to ethnic, minority, and marginalized people's research. by providing greater context for health and behavioral research, by exploring both risk and protective factors. Next slide, please. Okay. We will now open the floor for a question and answer session that Tony's going to be leading for us.
Hello, everybody. We have a couple of questions that were asked. Give me 1 second. Let me just pull these up.
I actually have a question for you, Berta, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
So I grew up in a Hispanic household, and I can tell you from my experience, we used all those remedies.
Yes.
And is there one that you specifically use mostly to this day? One of
Oh
your
my
favorites,
goodness.
I can say.
Oh my goodness, several. But of course, the teas that we mentioned, you know, the manzanilla, the chamomile, the
I think your
peppermint.
mic is muted.
Oh, sorry. No, I unmuted it. I'm good. Okay. Delaney said I'm good, that she can hear me. So I, to this day, utilize my home as always. I always have peppermint, hierbabuena. I always have manzanilla on hand, which is chamomile, and estafiate, and what else? Oh, and I even have oregano in drops for, you know, sore throat and cough. So yes, you know, those are all in the home. And, you know, there was a question, I saw a question, someone said, you know, would I mention the use of garlic? And, you know, that's something that we didn't because we were talking, of course, of teas and nopal and so forth. But garlic is commonly used for, you know, raw garlic. Now, I love garlic, so that wouldn't freak me out, you know, because I love using it in all my dishes. But it's used commonly for to control high blood pressure, high levels of cholesterol, any you know, or other fats, high levels of cholesterol or other fats in the blood, and hardening of the arteries. So it's also used for the common cold and many other conditions, but there's no good scientific evidence, okay, up to now to support these uses.
Yeah.
But it's garlic has been used since el tiempo de los Mayans, you know, way back.
Okay, well, thank you for answering that for us, and thank you for being here. Is there anything you would like to share with us?
Well, you know, someone, also an anonymous attendee, put a remark that, you know, she said that we sent her back, you know, with our presentation to her childhood and memories of her abuela, of her grandmother making her drink teas and sobándole el estómago, you know, massaging her tummy when she had a stomach ache. So yeah, it did the same for me. It took me back to my childhood memories, and of course how we continue some of those, you know, traditions in our holistic, you know, medicines or natural herbs and teas and so forth. You know how important it is, I think. And you know, and even though there may not be a scientific medical, you know, a justification or for, let's say, for Vicks or for, but I think that treating the symptom, and not only physical, but it's also the psychological, you know, it provides comfort, that human touch, you know, the rubbing, the sobando. I think all those things are tied in, are all relate, you know, tied in and offer relief and comfort. So I think it's beautiful. And as far as, you know, research, you know, the programs that I do over at ASU, at Edson College of Nursing, aging successfully in diverse communities, I would like to mention that the workshops that we provide for caregivers and or their loved ones who are dealing with Alzheimer's and other related dementias, as you know, I dedicate that work in my mother's memory, because my mother suffered, from dementia, and I cared for her the last 4 years of her life. And so, she passed away 27 years ago, but there was no type of support or information that I surely could have benefited from juggling her care, her appointments, my own family, and a full-time job. So the workshops that we provide, and they're all educational research projects, because the research provides the opportunity for us to receive input, information, points of view from our community, from our family. We not only share our projects and education support information that can help them, but we also learn from our participants. Research is extremely, important as we relate to our communities and as we relate to our families, our contacts, that it's important that their voice is valuable, that their input is vale oro. It's worth its weight in gold, because that provides not only a support system like you all provide via the All of Us research, but in our case, it also provides the opportunity for us to learn and to be able to create programs and services that are going to meet the needs, and not, and not be able to focus on those programs and services that will be more inviting to our community.
I have a question for you. So do you see any changes in the ways that Hispanic Latino community, the way they view or the way they treat or think of these traditional remedies?
I think that, let's face it, our community is of Latinos and Hispanos, a large majority are immigrant families who bring those traditions, very rooted in their family, and I see, yes, an involvement, a growing with education and information and more modern, but I still believe that they have very close ties to, the traditions that they were brought up with, or that they may be bringing from their country of origin. Yeah, there's another comment that says, my grandmother would pinch my back really hard after the sobadas, and that was my least favorite part. Did you also? Yes. Yeah.
They did that to me too.
Yeah, that was like, if they popped your spine, like down the back, then it worked. It was going to work and you were healed. Yeah, I remember that was the least, it was very uncomfortable, to say the least. So yes, I remember that. And then there's another comment that says, Berta, what are your thoughts about curanderas? Well, there's a lot of holistic types of curanderas, or what could be called in English?
I think it's holistic doctors in a way.
Individuals that still use holistic types of massage for stomach issues, and but there's also, what we call the white practice of curandera, which is the kind we're talking about, and then there's the black, because I think the curandera is kind of a broad title, and so there has to be a clear understanding and awareness that there is the practice, the white healing practice, like our grandmothers, did for us. And then there's that dark, world of curanderos, which are more like, what do you call those? More there's a word, more on the reading cards,
Like close to like with like
like
it's silly,
black
but like
magic. Is
yeah,
it
like
black
magic, like dark magic.
Yes, like black magic.
Mhm.
So, you need to be aware that, curanderos is not necessarily a negative, but there are people that fall under that curandero title that may not be, as holistic as
Mhm.
our grandparents and our ancestors.
And where is he getting it?
Mhm.
Then it says, do you see any changes in the ways the Hispanic Latino community treats, thinks of these traditional remedies? Well, the more education and the more information, that creates, more awareness. But I do see that, they'll still hang on to some because that's part of our identity. It's part of, I don't see them giving up, té de manzanilla or all these herbal teas. And as a matter of fact, they're more popular now than ever. So, I don't see that happening, but I do definitely see the need to continue our journey on education, on informing, on providing, resources and creating, health equity for all, no matter the levels, the backgrounds, no matter the situation of the families. Then it says, are there other cactus other than nopales that can help maintain your health or help with symptoms of inflammation? Well, I've always thought that aloe vera is part of the cactus family, I think. So there's aloe vera, but I'm not an expert. But we have, in our community, I know there are many groups and individuals that they are dedicated and focused on providing, information on holistic remedies. It says, are there certain traditional treatments or herbs you recommend for memory health? Geez, Louise, I wish I had an answer to that. I work with families and we try, dealing with memory loss. And, and there are some studies that have said diet, and other risk factors, like diabetes, heart conditions, high blood pressure. There are risk factors, that can affect the memory health. And there are studies that say, a good nutrition and reducing those risk factors can help memory health. But there's much more research that's necessary. For example, of a matter of fact, I'm attending the Alzheimer's Scientific Conference tomorrow, and it's being offered at ASU in Tempe at the Chick-fil-A building, I was told. So our team and our lead investigator, Dr. Kuhn, we're all going to be there presenting, our posters and our, the background of our projects. And so there's going to be a lot of discussion because it is a scientific conference.
Yeah.
But a lot more needs to be done in that arena.
So now, do you have any questions for me regarding the All of Us research program, or is there anything I can answer for you?
No, I'm very well of All of Us for years, and so I've collaborated with many members of your team, whenever we can, so that we can help support and encourage, families to participate in the All of Us research.
Well, thank you so much. And I was actually born in Mexico, so I grew up around all those remedies, and thankfully I still use them today a lot.
Yeah. Where in Mexico were you born?
Hermosillo, Sonora.
Oh, hey, paisana. My relatives, my family roots come from Sonora.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was born over there, but I moved over here for my parents' work and for college at the
yes,
U of A here.
yes.
And, I was very surprised when I moved here. I did not know, because all these remedies, they fall under holistic medicine, I feel, in a way.
Yes, yes,
I didn't know that holistic medicine was even offered here at the university. So,
yeah,
it's very surprising to see that holistic medicine has even made its way into bigger education and all that.
exactly. And you know what? You have someone interested in joining the research program. They say, where in Tucson can they enroll?
So if you call us at 877-268-2684, we could give you more information, send you an email. But we do have 3 banner facilities here: Banner Main, Banner North, and Banner South. That's where you would come in to have your samples taken. And if you give us a call, I'd be more than happy to help you out.
And then there's one, it says, how do we conquer disparities in the Hispanic Latino community? I think we kind of touched on that, right, Ivana? About how we have a lot of work to do as far as outreach, information, providing information, education, making resources in the health care world, making it accessible to all families, especially Latinos. So the more, we didn't mention, well, we mentioned it a little bit. I'm co-founder of the Hope Network for Promotores, which stands for Helping Other Promotores Excel. A sister promotor, I've been a promotora, in any position I've ever held, and I've held many, but I'm a promotora at heart, and I learned from the best, my grandmother and my mother, okay? They were the go-to people of trust in their community. And that's what the promotora model is based on, the traditional model. They are the go-to people who the community trusts. Well, the Hope Network was created to provide a platform where we could offer all promotores or all individuals working and utilizing the promotora model with accurate education, information, training, resources, materials, to be able to be better prepared to when their community approaches them with the need for healthcare or the need for mental health issues, for whatever issue is affecting members of their community. And so that model is extremely important, and the Hope Network is that's our focus. We provide, because the promotores then are the bridge. All promotores that are embedded in the community are the bridge that connect the community to the services, to the programs, to all organizations, whatever, to you, to us, to all of us. That's a bridge that we find is very valuable, because they're already embedded in the community. And it wasn't until the last several years that the promotora model, or as it's known in English, community health worker, has become so popular and has received recognition for the powerful workforce that they are. So the Hope Network works on providing those opportunities of growing and excelling. And many, since 2009, have become professionals, have gone back to school, are just, excelling in their awareness and education. And we're just happy to be offering that opportunity.
Yeah, and I think a lot of what you said, a lot of the reason that the Hispanic and Latino community might not look so positive onto research is just because they're not very informed on it. And wonderful work of the promotores is that, like you said, they're kind of the bridge towards it. And
yes.
Exactly, yeah, they're the bridge towards it, and it's just a way of including them and helping out with the research.
Yes, absolutely. Because like I said, what we do, we focus on providing information on what is research, and let's face it, our community, there's a lot of distrust. There's a lot of hesitation, but this comes also from generations and generations of oppression, of, misinformation, of, distrust. And so we have, to tread lightly when we are in the community. And
Definitely.
we always say, we respectfully ask to be invited, because that's their home. And then once we're there, the dialogue begins. And so we need to be good listeners in order for then, to be able to have that guard, relax and earn their trust, so that we can provide whatever information is beneficial to the families.
Definitely. And well, I agree with everything you say, and I just want to thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you for the invitation.
Of course, and it was a pleasure having you. It was a pleasure learning from you. And I'm really glad I got the chance to present here with you today. And I want to thank everyone for your participation and for attending. Thank you again to you, Berta. And I also want to emphasize the importance of joining the All of Us research program. Your contribution to science and research can lead to new learning and understanding that improves health for all of us. If you are interested in joining, please contact us at 877-268-2684 or scan the QR code on the screen. Our website is also listed on the slide. And please be sure to take our survey. The link is in the chat. And we appreciate your feedback. And thank you everyone for being here. Hope you enjoyed it and have a great evening.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Have a great evening. Bye.